Admittedly, it was pretty hard to pick up Engstrom's three most egregious blunders from his article, but I managed. So, Rich, what do you want to torture us with to start?
The problem with the experts on Midrash presented is that except for Paul the Apostle, they are all exponents of the Pharisee school of interpretation that Jesus repudiated.
Well, that sure is the sign of a mind narrower than a crack in a sidewalk. It's an equivocation to say that Jesus repudiated the Pharisee school of interpretation in this context. Clearly, Jesus repudiated specific Pharisaic interpretations of the law, but it's also clear that he did not repudiate the foundational methods of use that the Pharisees used. In terms of practice, Jesus matched the Pharisees and other Jews method for method, and used the same exegetical techniques on the Old Testament that the Pharisees did. While they ended up in a different place, they used the same vehicle to get where they were going. Okay, what else, Rich?
Let me remind you that God has seen to it that the Christian Bible is everywhere and generally available to everyone, while he hasn't seen fit to make Midrash generally available. So God himself didn't deem it necessary or even sufficiently helpful in our understanding of Scripture.
Not true. Information on the subject of Midrash is generally available. Engstrom is simply unaware of the available resources. Books like Longenecker's Biblical Exegesis in the Apostolic Period are only a phone call, a mouse click, or a bookstore away. And meanwhile, one may as well object that Greek lexicons and Strong's concordances are not generally available. What's the last screwball statement, Rich?
Paul in Galatians discredited the Judaizers and leveled a curse against them or anyone who preached any gospel that was different from the gospel that he preached.
Hold on there, cowboy. Midrash and other interpretive techniques are not a charismatic message. In other words, they're not a gospel. The only way to get that kind of conclusion is to use Galatians midrashically. Pretty ironic. We've seen in a nutshell how the proponents of Sola Scriptura in Extremis set themselves against an intelligent faith, against scholarship, against truth, and against honest inquiry, and replace it all with a vague threat of destruction of authentic faith. But it is they, in fact, who by their errors do more to contribute to apostasy than even the likes of Madeline Murray O'Hare.